Time's now 17:31. Got my workspace up. I've actually not done anything yet on it. I've just got it up. And I don't really know how I'm feeling at the moment. I mean, I don't really know why I'm wearing a hat indoors, so let me just do that. Listen, I'm going to put that back on after I stop recording. What do I want to talk about? This is going on YouTube, so what am I going to talk about? But I'm going to talk about life, because I've just said that now. I'm going to talk about this. I finished this book, right? The book is called The Brothers Karamazov, written by Fyodor Dostoevsky. I think that's how you pronounce it, Fyodor Dostoevsky. On the blurb, it's written by Sigmund Freud. You know, Sigmund Freud was the psychologist, and he was amazing at what he did, in terms of he was just all about the brain. I'm also all about the brain. I think the capabilities of the human mind are really unfathomable. Really unfathomable. I think humanity, I think the scientists that work on the human brain, they know how naive the rest of a lot of people are in judging and defining what the brain is. The brain is capable of so much, and for some reason, there's not really any for some reason, to be honest. You look at the wider scope, and we're still doing research, we're still learning, but there's so much we just don't know about the brain and how it works. And there's a lot we do know. There's a lot we actually do know. But I feel like, me personally, I feel like it doesn't even scratch the surface. Not even the surface. I think our brain is what connects us to reality, essentially. Your eyes, for you to see something, your eyes make sense of like patterns. Your eyes read these as patterns and color, and then your brain digests it, and then you get your input, brain output. Sense, the same thing with things as well. Nerves, electrical nerves, neurons, go all the way up, go back to the mind, input, mechanics, output. For that to be able to be done it's a fundamental process, right? And as we continue to evolve and as we continue to progress, so will our brain, and so will the capabilities that can stem from it, right? And I think understanding your own brain, my brain, understanding yourself is key to helping you understand yourself, right? And I think understanding yourself is really important, and setting yourself standards that you keep and you hold is very important. And I think understanding yourself is also the same thing as understanding your brain. And when you understand your brain, you can make better sense of things, because you understand yourself more, because you understand your brain more. And if you let your brain and your mind and your conscience just explore and just take in new things and learn new knowledge, what's stopping you from being the best? What's stopping you from being the best? I want to be the best when I'm older. When I'm older, I want to be the best now. What's stopping me? There's nothing stopping me. The future is limitless. It's limitless. And I have a mother, I have a sister, I have a family. And every single time I sit down on this exact workspace, I just think, I'm working, and it can be in 10 years' time, it can be in 20 years' time, it could be in 50 years' time, it could be in 100 years' time, it could be in 1,000 years' time, it could be in 1,000,000 years' time, and I'll just still be plugging away. And I'm not gonna stop. I'm never gonna stop. I could be at the heights, the quote unquote pinnacle, and I'm still gonna carry on. I'm never gonna stop. Why would I? Why would you work so hard to put yourself in a position to then say the job's done? The job is never ever done, because there's always something else that you can do. There's always something else that you can do. If it's not for yourself, then it's for the person next to you. If it's not for the person next to you, if it's not for your neighbor, then it's for the person that lives next to that neighbor. If it's not for that neighbor, then you're just doing it for humanity, and you're progressing for humanity. This book is amazing. Fyodor Dostoevsky. In terms of a pure literature sense, I can't fathom. I don't think there's a book better than that. Pure literature. There's no book better than this. Have yourself a read, right? Sigmund Freud, the brain man, the psychologist, he said it's the most magnificent novel ever written. Firstly, if you think about your brain, you have to feed your brain the right food in order for it to become the best it can be. That's this. It's a brilliant book, right? It's a brilliant book. In terms of like the storyline and stuff, it's like a movie, right? It's like a really, really long movie. And it took me about, how long did this book take me to read? Well, I started it as a slow reader and I finished it as a fast reader in terms of my own self-growth and you know boring stuff. But how long does it take me to? I think like 4 months. You're looking at 1,000 pages. You know, just look how thick it is, right? Like it's a book. It's a real book, right? But in terms of the plot, brilliant. Dostoevsky's writing, the way you're able to read a book and the scenario is so detailed. You know when these reading dweebs, I'll call them, and they say, yeah, in a book I get put into the situation. You know, when you hear someone say that, you think, what? Like, just move. Like, you think, like, no, you're not. This is real. Like, what? And then it's just the way he's able to describe stuff, right? And it's just a brilliant book. And I think what it did for me was kind of open my brain. Not open my brain. No. My brain's open, right? But it helped me. There were underlying themes in this that get you to think. That get you to really, really think. And when you start to think, thinking's crucial. Do I even think enough? Do you even think enough? Thinking's crucial. How do you expect to get a new idea if you don't think about it? Thinking's crucial. And this book, it helps you think about so many different concepts. Morality, judiciary. I'm not spoiling it, by the way. You know, yeah, I've not spoiled anything when I said judiciary, like it's on the blurb. Like, come on, man. It's a magnificent book, and I highly, highly, highly advise anyone read it if you just want to read. Apparently, you're meant to read, there's another book that you're meant to read before this. He's got like a whole collection you're meant to read before this. I just went and got the most fancy one because that's the type of guy I am. But he's got a lot of books. I've heard like Love and is it Belonging maybe? I don't quote me on that. He's got a couple other books that I'm probably going to read in my lifetime. Probably will. Most likely will, to be honest. I've got a lot of actually books I've never ever touched. I wasn't big on reading until a couple months ago, and then I've just it's helped me, I think, and it's another source of knowledge, another source of literation. It helps. It's handy. It's a handy thing to just do, and it's not even a thing to just do, but it really is a thing to just do. It becomes a hobby. Can I call it a hobby? I think I can now at this point. I don't mind it, but having stuff that you like doing is crucial. Having stuff that you like doing. I like doing what I do, so I do it. I like working because I do it. I do it. And I like doing all the things I do, I like doing. I recently tried to not force. I recently called someone to work with me. And that person didn't work with me. Why didn't that person work with me? I could put it down to many things. I could put it down to my reputation at the moment. I could put it down to maybe he just didn't believe in what I was doing. I didn't sell it to him hard enough. But if I didn't sell it to him hard enough, why do I need to sell something to you for you to work with me on a project? Why do I need to sell something to you to work with me on a collaborative project? Maybe that person just doesn't see it the same way I see it. Maybe that person just isn't going to. Maybe it's just not worth it. Maybe I just work and another opportunity arises. Don't get bogged down in people dismiss you. Never, ever, ever. Because you're worth more than that, and you know, and they don't. So there's no point trying to chase up, because you know and they don't. And you have your heart. You have your brain, you have your mind, and you're focused. You're so focused, and you know that they're not. So if they don't work with you, they don't work with you. But you work with you. You work with the resources you have at your disposal, and you keep going. You keep moving forwards. Always keep moving forwards. Never ever look back. Never ever look back. It'll be the worst thing you do. Never look back. All you can do is this. You do that. Then you keep moving forwards.